Alrighty, JJ, back in Miami, 2 home runs. I know you're just talking to Max. I know you guys came up together through the minor leagues. What was that like getting a hit off of your former teammate?
I mean, it was good. Just kind of getting some things going and just getting some good contact. I love those guys. They're good dudes. Respect them, tremendously. They're hard workers, good competitors out there. And yeah, it just felt good. Kind of being patient, getting a mistake, and just putting a good swing on it.
How often do you still talk to those guys?
Not as often as I probably should, but definitely like once, twice a year, and just kind of when I'm playing them around, and every now and then in the off season. So they're good dudes.
It's only been 8 games since you against Miami, but and every big league game is important. But I don't know if you know the stat. Me and him were just talking about it before you came over here. But there have been 154 hitters since the start of 2023, when you started your tenure with the A's, to take at least 30 plate appearances against the Marlins. I don't know how big a numbers guy you are, but your OPS, your 1215 OPS against them actually ranks second in that sample. Is there and every big league game is important, but is there a little extra juice maybe that you have when you play against the team that drafted you, that then traded you away, at a fan fest, mind you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's just like a natural instinct. You're always going to be kind of a little, pissed off that, you feel like kind of the team that drafted you gave up on you a little bit too soon. But at the end of the day, you just got to, that's 3 years ago. And, at that point, I pretty much moved on. But, there's still always something kind of deep down there to where it's like, yeah, you're probably playing just a little bit harder. And, hopefully you can just kind of carry that into every game.
What do you remember from that day? I think it was Fan Fest. Were you here at the ballpark that day? What was that like?
Yeah, I was here at the morning, helping out. I think I was with Braxton Garrett, Joey Wendell, and maybe one other guy. We're just kind of doing our normal thing. And I had to leave later that day because my wife now, we had an engagement party in Nashville. So I left here, I went up to Nashville, and I was at my alma mater, Vanderbilt's. They do like some dinner to kick off the season, and I was there at happy hour with Maggie Corbin, Tim Corbin, and I get a call from Kim Ng saying that I got traded that night, and I was rattled. Didn't know what to do. To say you've been with the A's, and it was just kind of a weird night, but yeah, definitely a weird one.
I guess looking back, now you're playing every day. A lot was uncertain here in Miami. Just do you kind of appreciate the trade a little bit now that you're playing every day? You're their center fielder. You had a pretty good year last year. Now you come here to Miami, and you're really getting it going here.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. Regardless of what went down here, I'm blessed to be where I'm at. Love the guys. I feel like it's a better fit for me here. I think we got a really good lineup. We got a lot of talent. And yeah, it's been great playing every day. It's been great trying to be an everyday guy in the big leagues, and just trying to take the opportunity and run with it.
And last one, I know it's a crazy offseason for you guys going to Sacramento. What's that been like? How those fans kind of embraced you guys into their city?
It's been a little different. It's definitely not as nice in terms of the stadium. Like it's great being in a big league stadium. That just like the vibe of it feels good. But the city's really embraced us. They've been great. The fans have been awesome. The facilities have been definitely an upgrade from Oakland. But we're still adjusting to it, and it's been a little bit of a challenge. But I think as we progress through this season, it's just going to be like any other stadium.
I have to take advantage of the fact that you're wearing a Ricky Henderson shirt, and obviously you're playing for the team that he spent the vast majority of his career over 4 separate stints. Do you have any good Ricky Henderson stories from the 2 years you were there? Did he happen to ever visit you guys? I've heard stories about him going in to talk to players, kind of just shooting it up with them. But any good Ricky Henderson stories that you maybe want to convey to the people watching?
Nothing too crazy. Like Ricky was always around in spring training. Then he would come around during the season, and he would. Daz Cameron's locker was next to mine last year, and he and Daz would always be talking. They'd be saying some pretty funny stuff. I don't know if I can repeat it, but he was just a good spirit, man, and just a good dude, and just the epitome of a baseball player. And I think we all just loved him and appreciated him, and just having him around. He was always playing cards with the guys and just like hovering over guys' shoulders, seeing how they're playing stuff, and just such a good personality, and just way bigger than baseball.